The Chief Secretary supports the call for the formation of Tourism Transportation Agency. The RIC report on review of electricity rates almost ready. CSO report 8.6% increase in food prices over the last year, and Castara is lauded as a model and authentic village. This is Tobago Updates television news for Tuesday, 29th of August, 2023. I am Kristen Salandi. Good evening. In our top story, stakeholders agree that unity in advocacy is essential to meet Tobago's inter-island transportation needs. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine supported this call during the Inter-Island Transportation Town Hall meeting at Mount Irving Bay Hotel. Candice Jackson brings the details.
At the core of tourism lies the movement of people from a tourism-generating area to a tourist destination. Building on this, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine convened a town hall meeting with stakeholders to discuss the future. Among raised concerns, hotelier Caroline Birchwood-James highlighted the necessity to revive the Tourism Standing Committee under the Prime Minister's purview, encompassing key stakeholders such as Caribbean Airlines.
When we had problems, we used to meet all the time. And when we had problems, we would sort them out. This new CEO, I think we met him once. He's a hard nut to crack. He doesn't understand our Tobago situation.
The stakeholders agreed that the air bridge brings visitors who are willing to spend more money to Tobago. However, they are not satisfied with Caribbean Airlines management of the air bridge. Former Assemblyman Gerald McFarlane pointed out that past initiatives should be considered.
What we really need, Tobago Express is the closest thing came to what was fairly successful, is that we need a system of air services to this island that is Tobago control or has deep Tobago interests.
The stakeholders also suggested a revisit of the early 2000s initiative of wet leasing aircraft on the air bridge.
There are people in the room who could help us get to what's getting back something like Tobago Express. Let me do it. Put the ball in their court and let them say no and let them explain to Tobagoans and Trinidadians why they say no.
Former head of the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association, Chris James, pleaded for Caribbean Airlines to fix challenges on their reservation system.
We will do an audit. Ms. Edwards tried to pull the figures of what happened when we had the leased planes and how Tobago benefited. I could tell you, I don't need to keep a next jazz festival if it is leasing those planes, bring more people and put them in the beds.
The Chief Secretary proposed establishing the Tobago Transportation Agency, involving stakeholders to drive transformative changes.
Most airlines, if you do not turn up on the day of your flight, you lose your ticket. We have to look at a system, and I believe that's the way to go, is if you do not call and cancel within a set period, then you will lose that ticket. And maybe that will clean up because
The Trinbago Unified Calypsonians organization Tuko Tobago say they were excluded from the list of candidates for the elected board members in Tuko's Tobago elections. Members reached out to the vice chairman, who failed to provide nomination details. Reporter Tanika Cruikshank has further details.
Leslie Ann Ellis, a Calypsonian of 27 years, alleged that the election registration process in Tobago has left other Tuko branches in the dark. She highlighted the allowance of unqualified voters impacting results and criticized the lack of transparency in Tobago's elections.
And I would like to see Calypso rise in Tobago. The best years of my Calypso is when Pink Panther was there, Protector was there as president, and I want to recognize those two men for taking Calypso where it was supposed to be. I don't know where Calypso is now, but in Tobago, in my opinion, Calypso is dying.
Former Vice Chairman Ingrid Brathwaite Matthew highlighted that Tuko has not convened a general membership meeting in the past 9 to 12 years. She pointed out that Vice Chairman Robert's elections list excluded past Calypsonian members, consisting of 36 new members instead.
In Trinidad, they have 21 long-standing members. Tobago, we don't have one. And this has been my complaint all the time. Information is not coming to us. The office hardly open.
Anton Roberts voiced discontent with Tobago's Calypso scene, highlighting that only one tent, the Global Tent, receives money from the THA.
We have maybe 2 or 3 tents, major tents on the island. Tuko is responsible for all Calypso because all of us are registered Calypsonians. But somehow, only one tent benefits from all the subvention from the national or from THA, which is the Global Tent.
The Calypsonians said they would continue to advocate until their concerns are addressed. Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
We reached out to Tuko President Ainsley King for comments on the allegations. He said there are no reasons to question the integrity of the voting process. He added that the aggrieved persons have not been associated with the Tuko body for many years. King states that the financial responsibility is on the individual to pay dues on time.
Is that the claim that is being made is not a justifiable or a factual claim, because we have a process, and anyone who follows the process will be inclined and in line with what is happening. But you see what we have, and because Leslie Ellis is claiming that her daughter is a singer, and she's a singer, and other people is allowed to vote, and the girl is not allowed to vote. But you see, there's a process where you have to be financial.
King claimed that there was a dispute leading to fractures within Tuko, with disenfranchised members trying to convince the THA to provide funding for their organization rather than the Calypso body. Despite differences, King noted those members were still eligible to vote in the Tuko elections. Meanwhile, he dismissed allegations that only one Calypso tent receives funding from Tuko.
They are accustomed getting money from the Tobago House of Assembly to run the tent. So funding the tent we can, but the problem is, what was happening was wrong, and it was based on false information given to the assembly. But that is going to end now, because the blindfolds have been removed from most of the people's eyes, the secretary's eyes. So this is.
The THA also provides funding for Tuko Tobago, according to King. He added that entities that are not affiliated with Tuko in Tobago cannot receive funding. We need to take a break, but more news when we come back.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
But this place so boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Bagel Jam is back.
Paradise. Thursday, 31st August, Shaw Park Complex, Independence Celebrations meets the launch of Tobago Carnival in Bago Jam. With a star-studded cast: Super Blue, Iowa, Johnny King, Pretty, Sherwayne Winchester, Stephanie Joseph, Tam Tam, Gerard Balfour, and featuring the Viking and Queen of Soca, Bunji Garlin and Fayan Lyons.
I never come here for no stand up.
Gates open 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit the Welcome Tobago Facebook and Instagram page. Come revel in paradise at Bago Jam.
Waiting for CXC results and wondering what's next? Or maybe you're looking to switch careers. Learn a skill to jumpstart your career at the NESC Technical Institute. Get qualified for jobs in the energy and industrial sectors, or even start your own business. Choose from automotive, electrical, instrumentation, drilling, welding, fabrication, AC refrigeration, IT networking, and more. NESC diplomas are gate approved. Classes begin in September. Visit nesc.edu.tt to apply.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
There's a new date for Tobago Swim Fest, September 17th, 2023. Come and witness the main event, the 4-kilometer swim from Pigeon Point to Buku Point. More than $25,000 in prizes. It's a family affair, so come out from 11 a.m. on the beautiful Buku Beach. There'll be swimming races, sandcastle building, and seafood on sale. Come and enjoy a fun day at the beach. Calling swimmers from Crown Point to Charlottesville. Registration on the day.
Thanks for staying with us. 60 applicants received grants from the National Commission for Self-Help. The grants are to assist with small home repairs for individuals affected by natural disasters or emergency repairs. Reporter Tanika Cruikshank tells us more.
The National Commission for Self-Help Limited Executive Officer Kelvin Frith claimed that his primary responsibility and role is to acknowledge the significance of the Commission's mandate in alignment with the division's and company's mission. He was speaking at a check distribution ceremony where 60 applicants received grants.
These grants form part of our portfolio of delivery, our portfolio of service to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, our portfolio of service to the people of Tobago.
Fritz stated that the ceremony aims to highlight a fresh development in Tobago's Commission's activities and its mandate for Tobago's people, irrespective of their place of residence.
The Commission is a vital cog in the transformation and delivery of services to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And the government's vision for 2030, which is to ensure and see the improvement of lives and social conditions to all citizens.
According to Self-Helps Limited CEO, the company is committed to altering lives via the creation of small and large-scale infrastructure to assist people in need.
At the Commission, to provide service and to be steadfast as we improve communities within our country. This grant distribution in Tobago is another stop in our rollout and as we continue to deliver in different areas within Trinidad and Tobago.
Melissa Morris, the chairman's representative, remarked that this initiative is crucial as it prioritizes residents, particularly those affected by natural disasters and other devastating circumstances. The grants are aimed at assisting applicants to conduct small repairs and assistance through emergency repair constructions.
The assistance offered has allowed for continued support towards emergency and accessible repairs. This is not only empowering individuals during times of devastation and limited resources, but also strengthening communities through unified efforts of labor.
Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
The Joint Trade Union Movement, JTUM, is expressing concern over Labour Minister Stephen McClatchy's reported comment to a media house. The minister described the 10% wage increase sought by the Trinidad and Tobago Airline Pilots Association, TTALPA, from Caribbean Airlines CAL as unrealistic. JTUM finds the comment biased towards the employer and sees it as regressive, undermining impartial labor negotiations and collective bargaining principles. JTUM supports TTALPA and urges the minister to rectify the situation, calling for a neutral negotiation platform to protect workers' rights and interests in the ongoing CAL and the TTALPA negotiations spanning 2015 to 2018 and 2021 to July. Now to this. Food prices increased by 8.9% between July 2022 and July 2023, according to the Central Statistical Office. At the same time, the economy recorded a surplus. Senior reporter Candice Jackson explores the state of the national economy in this report.
Between July 2022 and July 2023, the Retail Price Index, or RPI, indicated an 8.6% increase in food and non-alcoholic drink prices, contrasting with a steeper 17.3% surge from January 2022 to January 2023. Trinidad and Tobago's headline inflation climbed by 4.6% in July 2023 versus July 2022. The RPI's comprehensive all items index escalated by 8.3% from January 2022 to January 2023. Within the RPI, food and non-alcoholic beverages hold a 17.3% weight, while home ownership represents 19.3% and transportation stands at 14.7%. July 2023 saw an overall retail price index increase by 0.5% from June 2023, with food prices primarily driving the rise. Meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago central government achieved an $88 million surplus in the initial 9 months of 2023, as stated by the central bank's July 2023 economic bulletin. This contrasts with the $3 billion surplus recorded during the same period in 2022. Improved energy revenues contributed to the 2023 surplus, but heightened expenditure and a slip dip in non-energy receipts contributed to the outcome. Energy revenue increased by $2.4 billion to reach $21.0 billion, primarily driven by energy company taxes. Nonetheless, the non-energy sector revenues decreased by $139.4 million year-on-year to $19.5 billion, mainly due to reduced taxes on goods and services. Central government spending rose by $5.2 billion year-on-year to $40.4 billion, with increased transfers and subsidies partially attributed to the $1 billion petroleum subsidy. General government debt reached $140.3 billion, with an adjusted debt of $134.6 billion and external debt at $32.2 billion by June 2023. This report comes as central government is preparing to present the national budget in just over a month's time. I am Candice Jackson for Tobago Updates Television News.
The Regulated Industries Commission, RIC, is nearing the end of its Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission TNTEC rate review process. This is prompting anticipation among the public about potential electricity cost increases. The RIC's final determination for the electricity transmission and the distribution sector 2023 to 2027 is in response to stakeholder feedback on its draft determination. The proposed increase of rates has faced strong opposition during consultations, with concerns about economic conditions and the TNTEC's service. Despite objections, RIC asserts that rate adjustments are necessary for TNTEC's financial sustainability. Proposed rates increases range from 15 to 64% for residential customers and 51 to 63% for commercial customers. The RIC is currently evaluating feedback and no specific release date for the final determination has been set. TNTech will follow RIC's decision for tariff adjustments and other directives. More news after the break. Stay with us.
Summerama, real steam for the summer standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, standard. What you have? What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more, we got more. Standards are what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beaten on quality and price. It nice. Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Wait, I don't even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them things?
Go look Port Mall right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sangsas Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now, I'm going to have with you. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Thank you for staying with us. Tobagonian Duvon Stewart's prowess as a pan arranger remains impressive both in Trinidad and Tobago and globally. His recent successes at the Notting Hill Carnival are spotlighted by reporter Bianna Brebner as we celebrate notable figures in honor of Independence Day.
Having repeatedly showcased his unbeatable arrangements at Trinidad and Tobago Panorama, Duvon Stewart is expanding his talents internationally. He's embraced the role of cultural ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago alongside his dedication to the steel pan movement, highlighting his commitment to promoting his nation's rich cultural heritage. He is now making his mark at London's Notting Hill Carnival in England. In fact, he recently led the Ebony Steel Band to victory in Notting Hill's Panorama 2023, securing their 24th title. The Championship Steel Orchestra performed Stewart's arrangement of the popular song Engine Room by Olatunji on August 26th. Pantrinbago congratulated all the members, particularly Ebony Steel Band, on securing another Panorama title under the leadership of their arranger Duvon Stewart. Biana Brebner, Tobago Updates, Television.
Castara village in Tobago is often considered a model village for sustainable and community-based tourism. It is known for its efforts to balance tourism development with preserving the local environment and culture. Many visitors appreciate the village's authenticity and the opportunity to experience the simpler way of Tobago. In this story, Biana Brebner explores why Castara represents one of the best communities in the country as we prepare to celebrate Independence Day.
In the Tobago space, the fishing village of Castara is recognized as a model village. According to the World Tourism Organization, Castara has the world's best tourism village initiative, showcasing how the community has embraced the principles of responsible tourism. Castara's transformation into a model village for tourism was a gradual process influenced by various factors over time. Community-driven initiatives, local leadership, and recognition of the village's natural beauty and cultural heritage are likely to have played key roles, according to President of the Castara Fisher Folk Association, Junior Kwashi.
We realized in the early 20s, that
early 2000s,
tourists been coming and going, always every year coming and going. So we realized that Castara has something great, to give to the world. And that is one of the things that we realized.
The village has embraced a form of tourism that allows villagers to engage with the local community and experience a temporary taste of a permanent way of life. Former Secretary of the Castara Village Council, Lewis Walker, explained what visitors enjoyed the most.
One product. Well, the tourism product, which is the way of life of the people, you know. We have a permanent way of life in Tobago. And we tend to offer the life temporarily to the tourists. We give them a temporary taste of our permanent way of life.
One of its outstanding features is unity among its residents, only dreamed about in other communities. The collaboration between churches, community leaders, and youths in Castara demonstrates a holistic approach to community development, where various generations and stakeholders work together to create a thriving and harmonious environment. They believe other communities in Tobago can learn from the Castara model.
I think, you see, having a vibrant village council in a community in Tobago is integral for the development of any community.
With minimal input from the government, Castara is developed solely by the villagers. Unity within the community of Castara played a significant role in its success as a model village for sustainable tourism, thus giving the community a reputation as a harmonious and welcoming village for visitors year after year. Biana Brebner, Tobago Updates, Television News.
As we close off the newscast, here are the headlines once more. The Chief Secretary supports the call for the formation of Tourism Transportation Agency. The RIC report on review of electricity rates almost ready. CSO report 8.6% increase in food prices over the last year, and Castara is lauded as a model and authentic village. I am Kristen Salandi. Have a good night.